I'm going to be putting every single mastery icon into a tier list.
So to begin us off, we have Shelly's icon. Shelly's icon is extremely bland and not very unique. I personally would not try to grind for this icon. However, Shelly is a very hard brawler to push in higher trophy matches, as she does not provide enough versatility, which means I will be putting Shelly into the C tier. Nita's icon is extremely good looking, and I would personally grind for this icon as she is an extremely easy brawler to play in high and low trophy matches, and doesn't require much skill to play, which means I will be putting Nita's icon into the A tier. Cole's icon is very bland. His icon seems like something that would work a lot better on his silver bullet gadget. Though, Colt is a very skillful brawler, which means I'll be putting Colt into the C tier. Bull's icon is extremely ugly looking, and I believe he could use a lot more detail, and with the fact that Bull is not the easiest brawler to play when it comes to high trophy gameplay, it means I'll have to be putting Bull into the F tier. I like Brock's icon, as it reminds me of his Postal Brock Power League icon from Season 13, and with the addition of Unbreakable Walls, Brock now takes a lot more skill than he used to. And with how much I personally like this icon, I will be putting Brock's Mastery icon into the S tier. I think Primo's icon is one of the worst looking Mastery icons that we have. I feel if they put it on someone like Colt and instead replaced it with Pam's icon, it would make Primo's Mastery icon be worth grinding. But with his current icon, I have to rank Primo's Mastery icon into the F tier. Barley's icon is simplistic but fits his character very well, as it shows that he has a job that requires him to dress nice. But I think they should have took some inspiration from the Invest in Your Future video, where a robot that looks extremely similar to Barley is serving a drink to the investor. It would make more sense, but with his current icon, I'll be putting Barley into the C tier. I dislike Poco's icon, it's just his eyeball, which I find weird. The way I would make this worth your time is by having Poco performing on stage in front of a couple brawlers, but with Poco's current icon, I'll have to put it into the D tier. I really like how Rose's icon looks, and since it is cute and simplistic, I'll be putting her icon into the B tier. I dislike Jessie's icon, and I feel like they could have made it more unique to her character. Unfortunately, I cannot think of what they could have done to make it more unique, and because of this, I'll be putting her Mastery icon into the F tier. I absolutely love Dynamite's icon. It is something that is really talked about or even shown in game, which is his bird. I would 100% grind for this icon, as it is extremely unique, which means I'll be putting Dynamite's icon into the S tier. Tick's icon is from a weird perspective, and I personally dislike it, which means I'll be putting Tick's icon into the D tier. I think 8-Bit's icon is pretty average and fits him well. I don't see any other ways to make him look better, so I'll be putting 8-Bit's icon into the C tier. Rico's icon is basically the same as Poco's, which is just their eyeball. Now, Rico is an extremely good and skilled brawler, but his icon is just bad looking and not worth the amount of time it'd take to get his icon, which means I'll be putting Rico's icon into the D tier. I absolutely hate Daryl's icon. I think it is one of the worst looking icons. With the amount of time it'd take to get to his icon, and with how bad Daryl is normally in most matches, I'll have to put his icon into the F tier. Same applies here to Penny's icon. I think Penny's icon is also one of the worst looking icons. Now, she is a much more meta brawler than someone like Daryl, which means pushing her will be extremely easy, but because of how her icon looks, I'll be putting her into the F tier as well. Carl's icon is a step up from Daryl and Penny's, but it seems like it would work better for something like his flying hook gadget, due to the speed that he's coming towards the camera. Due to this though, I'll be putting his icon into the C tier. Jackie's icon is simple and a very good looking icon. Because of this, I'll be putting her into the B tier. Gus's icon is similar to Jackie's, and because of this, I'll also be putting him into the B tier. I love Bo's icon because it shows off his quaver and just how much it looks like him. I think it's also a very good icon, as he is a very good brawler to play in high and low trophy matches, and because of this, I'll be putting Bo into the S tier. I think for Em's icon, they missed an opportunity, as they could have had her walk into her perfume towards the camera to make her seem more badass. But unfortunately, they did not do this, so I'll be putting Em's icon into the D tier. Stu's icon is very bland, and it doesn't show off his character, and because of this, I'll be putting Stu's icon into the F tier. Hyper's icon is amazing. It shows off her character extremely well, as it shows that she carries around a sniper umbrella, and this brings along a mysterious factor to her, and because of this icon, I'll be putting Piper into the S tier. I think Pam's icon could have worked a lot better for someone like Primo. Regardless of the brawler though, I think it is still an extremely good looking icon, which means I'll be putting Pam's icon into the B tier. Frank's icon could have been a lot cooler if it was something like Frank slamming his hammer onto the ground and stunning the whole enemy team. With Frank also being quite a hard brawler to push in general due to his inability to move while attacking, means I'll be putting Frank's icon into the D tier. Next, we have BB's icon. BB's icon is as bad as Daryl and Penny's. It doesn't show off her character, nor does it have anything special about her, which means I'll be putting her icon into the F tier. I absolutely love B's icon. I think it is cute and shows off her character extremely well, as it shows that she has a deep fascination with protecting nature and anything that has to do with bees. Plus, with B being an extremely good brawler in any trophy range, means I'll be putting B into the S tier. Nanny's icon is something that is rarely noticed on her character, which is her bracelet on her right arm. Though, because of how unnoticed this is in game, I'll have to put her icon into the B tier. Next, we have Edgar's icon. Edgar's icon is supposed to be something, but I don't really know what it is. Even if I knew what it was, it's still an extremely ugly icon, and because of this, I'll have to put his mastery icon into the F tier. I feel like for Griff's icon, they could have made it more unique to his character by having it where it was a vault that holds all of Griff's money, and having inside it gems, coins, money, and whatever else would be considered valuable in the world of Star Park. Though, because of his current icon, I'll have to be putting his icon into the B tier. Grom's icon is very basic, but with how meta Grom has been, even after a few nerfs, he's still an extremely easy brawler to push, but with how it looks, I'll have to put his icon into the C tier. Bonnie's icon is very bland and doesn't show off her childlike behavior, and because of this, I'll have to put her mastery icon into the C tier. Mortis's icon is simple, but fits him well. Because of the fact that his tie is shaped like a bat, it shows up that he knows how to control bats, and with how hard Mortis is to play in Brawl Stars, I'll be putting his icon into the A tier. Tara's icon is on the same level as Poco's, as it's just her eyeball and doesn't show any of her character. Because of this, I'll have to put her icon into the F tier. For Jean's icon, they should have done something where Jean was meditating and calling upon the power to make the player get a better understanding of how Jean gets his power. And with how meta Jean is in the game, and how they work well with almost any team composition, I'll be putting Jean's mastery icon into the C tier. I believe for Max's icon, they should have done something where it was an energy can that says Max energy on it with her running away from the camera, but with her current icon, I'll have to put her into the D tier. Mr. P's icon is bland, it doesn't show much of their character. Because of this, I'll have to put Mr. P into the C tier. For Sprout's icon, it's simple. And because of the fact that it's simple, it shows that Sprout doesn't have an actual face and instead sees through the usage of a post-it note. Since I personally like Sprout's icon, I'll be putting Sprout's icon into the A tier. I like Byron's icon. It is unique to his character as it shows that he uses snakes to be able to create his poison. It starts through the usage of snake oil extract. And with how weak Byron is, I feel it would show how much skill it actually takes to get this icon. Because of this, I'll be putting Byron's icon into the S tier. I absolutely love Squeak's icon. It is extremely unique and shows how silly Squeak can be. As from the looks of the icon, it seems like he's trying to escape from the borders that the icon has encased him in. Because of this, I'll be putting Squeak's icon into the S tier. Gray's icon is bland, and I can't think of any way that it could become better. And because of this, I'll be putting Gray's icon into the B tier. Spike's mastery icon is actually an Easter egg, because if you scroll to the left of the Brawl Pass from the beginning, you will see a Spike sock hanging on the bar for progressing through the Brawl Pass. Here's some footage of that. I think this is unique and cool, which is why I'll be putting Spike's mastery icon into the S tier. For Crow's icon, it's basic and doesn't show off his character, so I'll be putting his icon into the B tier. I absolutely love Leon's icon. I feel it fits their character extremely well as it shows that Leon is a very mysterious brawler. That can be shown even more with the fact that Leon's eyes are not being shown to the camera within the icon. This makes it so the player cannot put a face to remember the character by, and because of this, I'll be putting Leon's icon into the A tier. For Sandy's icon, it's on the same level as Poco's icon, and it doesn't provide anything unique towards their character, and because of this, I'll be putting Sandy's icon into the C tier. Amber's icon is extremely similar to Sandy's, but could have been a lot more unique towards her character, as it could have been her performing a fire show in front of a couple brawlers, but with her current icon, I'll have to put Amber into the C tier. For Meg's icon, it's just very bland, it doesn't show anything of her character, and because of this, I'll have to put Meg's mastery icon into the D tier. I feel like they could have done something better for Chester, as he is a very random and silly brawler, but I can't think of any way they could have improved his icon at the moment, and because of this, I'll have to put him into the F tier. Now starting off in the chromatic brawlers, we have Gale. I feel like for Gale's icon, they could have made it, instead of it being his hat, the inside of his snowblower, or the schematic showing how it works. But besides that, it's a pretty alright icon, though I'll have to be putting it into the D tier. Surge's icon is very similar to Stu's, and I have no idea what they could do to make Surge's icon better, so Surge's current icon, I'll have to unfortunately put him into the F tier. For Colette's icon, I think it is absolutely amazing. It was so close, in fact, that it almost got put higher than Squeak's icon for me, as it just fits her character extremely well, as it shows that she will do anything to collect that brawler. Be it through magic like voodoo dolls, or even merchandise sold by Star Park. Though, I will be putting Colette's icon into the S tier right below Squeak's. Lou's icon is very simple and doesn't really show much besides the fact that he makes frozen ice cream and works for Mr. P, and because of this, I'll have to put Lou's mastery icon into the D tier. Ruff's icon is very basic, and there isn't much you could really do to fix this icon, and because of this, I'll have to put Ruff's icon into the F tier. I think Belle's icon is weird, as I don't know why you would want to have her golden tooth as your icon, but with how strong she is with her ability for her spark to attach to multiple players for just being right next to each other, makes her extremely good, and because of how good she is, I'll put her into the B tier. I really like Buzz's icon. It shows that he works as a lifeguard due to his whistle, and thus means he has to be some kind of sea creature. Due to this, I'll be putting Buzz's mastery icon into the A tier. For Ash's icon, I think it works really well for him, as it shows that he normally works around dirty areas that are normally trashy. Because of this, I'll be putting Ash into the C tier. I think for Lola's icon, they missed a really good chance to show off the Brawlywood environment. They could have done this by having it where Lola was inside of a museum planning to rob the diamond necklace and having it be turned into a movie, but with her current icon, I'll have to put her icon into the B tier. Fang's icon for the most part is bland, but shows that he has a lot to do with popcorn, be it being in movies or even just watching them. And with how strong Fang is, I'll be putting Fang into the A tier. Eve's icon is bland, and I don't really know what they could have done to make it better, but because of this, I'll be putting her icon into the C tier. For Janet's icon, I feel like it would have been better if they had her standing in front of a stage singing to a couple brawlers, as she is a singer, but with her current icon, I'll have to put her in the A tier. Otis's icon is on the same level as Poco's because it's just their eyeball, but I'll have to put Otis into the D tier. For Sam, I think his icon is alright. I can't currently think of any way they can make it more unique, but with how strong Sam has been in the meta, even with the amount of nerfs he's gotten, I will be putting Sam into the C tier. Buster's icon fits his character super well, as it shows that he wants to be a movie star. This can be seen as he's projecting his face onto the projector, and with how strong Buster is, even with all the nerfs to his super star powers and damage, I'll be putting his icon into the A tier. For Mandy's icon, I think they could have had it where instead of it being her crown, it was a castle that was made completely of candy that says Mandy's Candy Castle. This would be able to show her royalty, but with her current icon, I'll have to place her into the C tier. Now for the last mastery icon, RT's. I think for RT's icon, they could have had it where it was RT looking through the camera of Star Park like the one they posted over on Twitter. Though with how RT's mastery icon looks at the moment, I'll be placing him into the B tier. If you enjoyed this video, do consider subscribing and checking out my other Brawl Stars content. I have a video covering Willow's voice lines and RT's voice lines.